Hey guys, what's up? I am the Storm Child and this is Phil. Maybe you noticed him in another video. For me, the most successful ones, as always. And so yeah, today we're gonna start a thing in the next 2 months till the new Nightwish album comes out. That we will do album reviews for the previous albums. And
some of them together with me, and some of them without me because I don't know.
I think only one.
Well, the other albums I'm not too familiar with either. So.
You have a bit time to get into it.
You want me to put work into this?
No, of course not. So yeah, of course, yeah, it fits perfect. So 8 weeks, 8 albums.
Yeah, and we're gonna start in chronological order.
Definitely, because we want to start with the history and the evolution of Nightwish in a way. Fits perfect.
The downfall of Nightwish.
We will see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh, 10 dislikes right here.
Yeah, that's normal. That's okay. But yeah, I see the comments. Also, from this point, the people watch 2 minutes. It's like, oh, that these old Taya lovers, forget her. That was a comment in one of my videos. Someone told
suck it.
He told forget Taya, and I was like, no, she's a big part of history. Why should I?
Well, and it's not only about the singer.
Yes, really.
I mean, yes, Tarja was a part.
Okay.
Yes, Floor is a part now of the entirety of Nightwish, but it's not everything.
No, it's about
the music.
And Tarja is a part of the first 5 albums. So no, I don't forget her. No,
I don't know.
It's not gonna happen. It's yeah.
All right.
We start with this great album called Angels Fall First, released in 1997, 23 years ago. Oh my god.
We're old farts.
Really? So
But however, I didn't listen to it back in 1997.
No, I think the first time in the beginning of 2001 I listened the first time because my first album was Wishmaster and I started in the really end of the 2000s, so I think I have spent my money from Christmas to the Nightwish albums at this time.
Okay.
Well,
I had a friend who pirated
yes,
the albums for me back in the day.
My first Wishmaster album too, and then I bought it because I wanted to have.
Well, I didn't have the money back then. So.
It was really around Christmas. That was cool for me.
No, but the first time I listened to the Wishmaster album was way earlier than Christmas.
Okay.
And I remember exactly when and how and whatnot and the circumstances. But however, we'll talk about that in a different.
In the Wishmaster album review, I think.
Probably. Yes.
Yeah. So Angel Fall First. Of course. For me, the first listening was difficult because I have listened to the other albums. That was a bit of the. I don't want to call it problem. It was not a problem.
It
was a surprise.
It's just rough to hear that drastic change in reverse.
Yes.
I mean, it was. If you loved this album from the very first day it was released, I suppose it was a rough cut to go to Oceanborn after that.
Absolutely.
And so for me, it was the other way around. Like going back was tough for me as well.
Really, it's along the first song, Elven Bath.
The Elven Bath.
Yeah, that was, I can remember because this intro is so unusual for Nightwish.
It's so awesome.
It's really, we just listened to it again a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
We just want to hear that once again. But I was just like, it started with this, wow, what the hell is this? Oh. Because I listened to Wishmaster and Oceanborn before and what? And then Taya was speaking in this really charming
accent.
Really, I love it. And it's really the Elven Bath.
I mean, who are you to judge other people's accents, man?
I don't. Because she's so cute. Because she's cute, so this is good. Better than my accent. Because mine isn't cute, it's sometimes, I think, a bit nerve-wracking for
the ladies out there. If you find his accent to be cute, please leave a like and especially tell us in the comments if you like his accent.
Yeah. But I have heard that. I've had a few comments.
Who told you that your accent is cute?
Yes.
See?
And a few who really were surprised that I'm from Germany. I had
Well, you sound like a half-assed, like a mixture between a Finnish dude and a Russian dude that never took any English lessons.
and nobody told that in the comments with the Netherlands, Belgium, it was everything. Poland, something. It was really strange. But I take that as a compliment that I don't sound like a typical German speaking English, because that is really awful.
Well, if you want to, we can do that. We are capable of speaking in a proper German accent,
Yes,
but we won't.
it's not the yellow from the egg.
It's not the yellow from the egg.
Yeah.
Just in case you didn't get that, because probably you didn't. That's a German saying, and it doesn't make any sense in English.
Really, it's just.
Anyways, album path.
Album path. So yeah, the intro awesome.
Period. I agree.
It's
100%.
just. And then the song itself, it's not one of my favorite, but
In general or of this album?
Both, because it's a cool song, a cool opening track.
Yeah.
Because you just hear what Nightwish are doing, which is it's the first album, so you have to get there.
They
quickly.
didn't even know what they were doing.
Yeah, that was the good part. That was
Yeah, that's what's making it so interesting.
yes. This album is. I think I haven't listened it so much than the other albums. I'm not sure, which is pretty sad because every time I listen to it, I think, oh, it's so awesome and creative and so great ideas. But it is just like a bit difficult because Thomas really don't know what he was doing, also in the songwriting and.
Okay, we have to talk about. I don't think it'll work. We'll go that will go through the set list, track list.
We will try a bit
in order.
Yeah.
But just generally speaking, the intros for the tracks are
long,
a lot longer than on the later installments of their catalog.
Yes.
It's like, generally speaking, that's a major difference.
Yes.
And sound-wise too. I mean,
but for the first album, the sound is pretty well in comparison to other bands.
It still holds up.
Yes.
It's still a very, very good sounding album. I mean, even though the sound in general is a bit thin in comparison, but it's substance over style, if you will, because the songs are very well written. So they didn't need to have a full orchestra backing it up to make it sound interesting, because the songs were interesting enough.
Yes, definitely.
As a standalone.
And it would ruin it a bit.
In many songs, yes, definitely.
Because this is kind of this mood music thing when you have just the drum, the bass, and the keyboard line, and nothing more.
Well, with a song like Album Path, it would have worked.
Yes, and
to make it big and epic.
And they had done it on the Decades live TV. They had this arrangement.
I don't remember it.
Yes, but they have this few orchestration, and it works. And they changed the intro, so Floors.
Yeah, that I remember. I remember seeing. I have watched that DVD once together with him, and I remember that, and I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's the album bath. Don't you know that? It's the album bath. It's so cute. Why on earth did they change that?
Really, because we just love that part.
I mean, technically speaking, or whatever you want to call it, she did a better job because you could clearly understand what she was saying. So, thumbs up for Flora there. But however, part of the charm of this intro is the album bath.
It's the album bath, and we
the
always
bath under my bath.
The bath under my that is so cool that it's really the bath under my bath. And now when I think about it, it's really great songwriting. It's really we love it. Don't get us wrong while laughing at it. It's nothing bad.
No, it's not. It's just
I
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Nightwish fan out there. I know a lot of people watching this are probably bigger fans than I ever was.
Yeah.
But you know, I have a history with Nightwish, and I love the band, and I fell in love with Nightwish when I first heard the Wishmaster album.
Yeah.
Like from very first second, I loved it. So, but I went different directions. Like Nightwish wasn't, you know, I was one of those fuckers who went hardcore, and it was not tough enough, and it was not hard enough.
Yeah.
Which is stupid, and I know that now, a couple of years later. But however, back in the day, I operated like that, and so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we go a bit on now.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast, a great track, I think.
Yeah, brilliant.
A song also that
With
Thomas
a difficult,
sang.
yeah,
which is
which
also,
which he should still do. I know the story. You told me the story. Everybody and their mother know the story. But however, I think his voice is so charming. It's so humble and thin. It's just, you know, it's fragile. It's fragile.
yeah, in this one I think it's a bit difficult. In the Carpenter, it worked definitely,
Way
and also in the bonus track Once Upon a Troubadour when he sings, it's a bonus track from the Angel for First Time, and that is also a cool song sang by him, which is really pleasing. And
I don't think I know the track.
yeah, maybe I should show it after this video. It's a great track, and I think it would fit perfect on the album. I don't get it why this wasn't on the album. It's
Because weird decisions were made, man.
yeah. It's strange.
Yeah,
but
like this whole lappy thing.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, but Beauty and the Beast with this beginning melody, which is pretty interesting,
Yeah.
taken from another Nightwish song called Nightwish, and I understand
an
this.
all-time signature.
Yeah, I understand it because the song Nightwish is not really a strong one or something because it was one of his first tracks ever, but that he took this melody out to create a new one. I understand it completely. That you have a great melody, but the song didn't work so well, but you want to have this great melody and.
Yeah.
And it's really unusual how.
Come on, it's not stealing if you're stealing from yourself.
No, it's not stealing.
So,
It's recycling
Yeah.
ideas, and we understand it. We have done it.
yeah.
I think also
No.
every 10,
Never.
every 10 seconds. So yeah, but the build up of the song is really interesting because you had this massive build up, and then the song goes completely down in a way. Which would Thomas never do again, this kind of songwriting.
Well, generally speaking, this songwriting on this record, he would never ever do that. And hey, another 10 dislikes for the upcoming statement. I don't think that he would be able to still do that.
I think so too.
You know, everybody evolves in their minds and with their songwriting especially, and so it's hard to go back. Like,
It's
I've
nearly
experienced
impossible.
that. Like when I listen to old scrappy demos of mine, and I'm like, yeah, fuck, what the hell did I do back then? And I can't recreate that creative process. I just can't, and I highly doubt that he could.
Yeah.
Which is sad in a lot of ways. I mean, I don't want a Angels Fall First Part 2 album.
No,
Like,
no.
Don't get me
No.
wrong, but yeah, some of the approaches on this record are just so different.
Yeah, that's just the innocence.
Like, especially like the next song, The Carpenter.
Yeah.
Like, let alone the harmony in the chorus, in the harmony voice. It's, if I'm not mistaken here, is not a third but a fourth, if I'm not wrong. I mean, usually for those out there who don't know it, if you write harmony voice, usually it's either a third or a fifth.
Okay.
But I think he wrote it in a fourth, which is okay with guitars, it works, yada yada yada. But with voice lines, it's so unusual. It works, it's great, but a lot of people are thrown off by that. And I don't think he would ever do that again.
No,
By the way, that you showed me on this Buenos Aires DVD as well,
Yes.
and they still did it live.
Yeah, that was great.
And I loved it because I would have expected them to change that.
Yeah, but it's a big part of the song. For me, a bit of a problem in the chorus, exactly what he's speaking of. That was also, for me, a problem, to be honest.
I love it.
Because it sounded so unusual, especially when it comes to Nightwish, because it was, especially the choruses, really easy listening choruses. When you were from the Wishmaster album, when you started there.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, true.
And
True.
that's the point.
I remember
because,
my first time listening to this track. It threw me off hard.
It was really strange. It was just
Yeah.
like, what the hell is this? It was really the feeling, not bad or something. It was just like, I haven't understand it.
Yeah, I had to grow into liking it.
Absolutely.
It was not an instant
No.
favorite on this record. Now it is one of my favorites on this record. But it wasn't an instant favorite because I had to get used to it.
Yeah, but the funniest thing is that was the very first single ever from Nightwish. And this is the reason why they have become so successful with this song that is really unusual for Nightwish.
Yeah.
That is the funny thing about it, and it was just like they were absolutely unknown, and it started from on place 15 in the charts in Finland. This is really crazy for a song like this.
It is.
So yeah, in Finland, I think the music taste in the charts is a bit different than here in Germany, and a bit more open-minded to such kind of bands because there are so many. I'm not sure if that has changed or something. I have no idea. Maybe you can tell me that if you're living in Finland, how it was at this time,
Or how it is now.
How it is now. I think it's.
Do you guys go by genres? Like, is it like we have this? Let's call it culture here, that you're either into rap or hip hop or electronic music, whatever. And I know, some friends of mine, that come from Norway, they don't know this separation. Like, they just listen to music they like, period. And it doesn't matter the genre. So maybe it's only us stupid Germans being so narrow-minded.
I think it's really a German thing. Yeah. So it's just
because we stick to it. No.
Yeah, it's really like this is my house, this is my garden,
and here's my fence, and don't cross it.
It's really like that you need this kind. I think it's really a German thing, which is a bit sad in some way.
It's stupid.
Stupid. But yeah. So yeah, our great track.
Which is German for but.
Yes. And so great song. Then as for Romance,
I love it.
Absolutely fantastic.
I once accidentally stole the main riff for one of my demos, which
song was it?
Oh, don't ask me that, man. I don't remember it,
okay.
But that's the reason why I didn't,
use it.
Why I didn't use it in the end.
That happened a lot, that you have a melody and think, oh yeah, you have written the best melody ever, and a few hours later you recognize, oh, this melody existed, and this is really devastating.
And then you have to throw it away. It's like, and the rest of the song was built around it, so it was a different song, but fuck. Great track. Also, there is a remastered version on the Over Hills and Far Away EP, which I prefer just from the sound and the synthesizer effects that are not I prefer this version.
I understand it because it fits more into the whole album. Because the remastered version,
it's just I don't know how to put it, man, but it's just more humble. It's
yes, the other version is more like the structure. You can really hear that Thomas was 4 years older and has written 3 albums, and that he put changes in it, like in the speaking part.
By the way, we didn't discuss whether we're gonna go with the Over the Hills and Far Away.
I don't think so, because there are only 4 tracks on it, and Over the Hills and Far Away, I think everybody knows. 10th Man Down is great.
10th Man Down is fucking brilliant. It's a shame that it's on this record, because I would listen to it more often if it was on a proper record. And Over the Hills and Far Away, I'm still to this day, I'm still not sure whether I prefer the original by Thin Lizzy or the Nightwish version.
They're both great.
Yeah.
It's a
wait, no, it's not Thin Lizzy. It's Gary Moore.
Yeah, it's Gary Moore.
After he left Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then the third track is Away, a ballad that is not so special. It's
really, you can put that away on the shelf.
Yeah, it's really. And then the re-recorded version of As for Romance, and it's not enough for the whole video. So, but we have talked about it.
We've covered it already.
Yeah. So then the album track of the first album, Angel Falls. Yeah, it's interesting that a ballad is the album track. It's really unusual. I think if I know a band who have done a ballad as their album track.
From the top of my head, I don't
think so. That interesting.
But what I love about this track in particular is they really took their time to build this song, like. Not in the creative process, but I mean in the recorded version. The song takes its time to fully unfold. That's what I like about this song. I mean, it's not my personal favorite on this record or anything, but usually I don't like ballads too much in general with most bands, because why are you into metal in the first place? Because you like to rock.
Yes.
And ballads usually do not rock. so
No.
yeah,
No.
as stupid as that may sound, but that's just the case with me at least. But with this song, I really like the build-up. And it never overstays its welcome.
Yeah, for me it was a bit difficult with this whole acoustic guitar thing all over.
Well, we're talking now. We're not talking back in the day when we first discovered the record, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So now I feel
Yes.
like that. About
So it was also never one of my favorite ballads because Nightwish has better ballads than this one.
Yeah.
But I think for the first album, it's a great track as a ballad.
It's a great track. Period.
Yeah. It's just like
Doesn't matter whether it was the first or the last album.
Yes, you're right. But a nice one.
Definitely.
And I think for Taya this was a bit too calm because at this time her voice was really like she didn't know how to use it.
Yeah, that's so cute.
Yeah,
it's so cute that it's not just plain perfect. I mean, I don't want to put her on a pedestal and say, hey, she was the best singer ever or whatever, especially not with this record.
Yeah.
But part of what made this record so great is that ever so slightly you can hear her voice shake a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like a little shiver in there, and it's just...
It's
cute.
It's cute. Cute is the perfect word.
Yeah, it's cute. I mean, Wishmaster made me fall in love with her voice.
Yes.
But this was like, oh... This was the crush.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You first get a crush before you fall in love.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But for me, with Nightwish, it wasn't a crush. It was really love from the very first second,
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah, because Wishmaster.
And then we had the crush after.
Exactly. Which is weird. Again.
But that happened. Really, it's like that. So yeah, then we have the next track, Tutankhamen.
Thanks for pronouncing that for me because I don't know shit about.
I'm not sure if this really is the right pronouncement, but something like that. Also unusual song with an unusual melody, like with more between folky stuff.
It is folky, yeah.
Yeah, but it also is a bit like oriental things in it. That is the strange thing about it. But Thomas used it in a few songs over the years, a little bit, not too much. But also, I can remember the first time listening, it was just like, what? It was just.
It still happens every time I listen to it.
Yeah, but that makes it interesting. It's
Again, the soundscape of this album is very differently. So if I ever feel like listening to Nightwish, which doesn't happen too often anymore, another 10 dislikes right here.
That's okay. That's okay.
We're gonna start a shitstorm right here. So, if I want to listen to Nightwish, I usually pick one of the albums that I feel like listening to Nightwish, and this is rather an exception. Like, that I listen to this album.
For me too.
So to this day, every time I hear that song, I'm like, what the fuck? Every time till I remember it entirely, and then I'm like, that's the one with the cool bits later in the track.
Yeah.
But the opening is really.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah. But that makes it so cool about the album that
you don't know what's coming at you.
Yeah, it's really the songs are so different from the sound and from how they started, and every track is an absolutely new experience. And that is also the problem with the new album that doesn't happen anymore. It is just like
we don't know the new album yet.
But I think it goes this way also on the end.
Do you want to have another 50 dislikes? I fucking hate noise.
For me,
I'm sorry, I'm a sucker. If you don't like it, you turn off right now. No, don't turn off. Subscribe, because he is the one liking all that stuff. But I personally think it's the weakest Nightwish track I've ever heard.
It's I don't know, it's really the weakest I think about it, but it's for me also. I talked about that in my reaction video, and it was we were on the phone a bit after my reaction video.
For over an hour. We were just talking about this song because he said, "Well, I was in shock about this song. You have to check it out because I need someone to talk about this song."
But that's
literally,
true
I have
that's
that.
True love.
Yeah, I have that in my text history still. He needed someone to talk about it, so I listened to the track, and I was disappointed as fuck.
even more than me.
I was annoyed, man. That was the first time ever I felt like listening to a bad Nightwish track. Like, and I'm not a fan at all of this. Fuck, what's her name?
What are your favorites?
Dark Passion Play and
Annette?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Genau. So he's German also.
Yeah,
that's great.
That flipped through. So I'm not a big fan of her, and so I was a little bit annoyed when all of that happened. But never, for a split second, it crossed my mind that there was a bad Nightwish song. Like bad. But with this one I had it. But anyways, we're not talking about that.
That is going to be the interesting video when I think we should do the album review for the upcoming album together in the time. And that
you really like those dislikes, huh?
I think it's just about being honest, and also I had the problem when I listened to the new track that I had to talk about someone after listening to it, and I think
to talk about someone,
and maybe we should do that next time on camera. That could be. It's
devastating for the viewers.
Maybe, but that's the interesting part. Or we should do a live view where the people can comment while we're talking.
You mean like
a live stream?
Live stream?
Live stream, something. Maybe. If you're interested,
leave a comment if you want to see us live stream the album review for the upcoming Nightwish album.
But we worked something out. But now to this album again.
I got it sidetracked so quickly.
Now for
it's like ADHD on math.
We go to my favorite track from the album. It's really my favorite track from the album. Nymphomaniac Fantasia. Alone the name is gold, pure gold.
Pure gold. And you're allowed to tell your story.
Yes.
I'll lean back in the meantime.
What kind of story?
The intro.
Oh yeah, I talked about that also in the reaction video for this song.
You already did?
Yeah, really in the beginning of my channel, I think it was my third Nightwish video I've done, reaction video, because I thought nobody ever reacted to this, and I was still to the point I'm really alone with this. And it's because nobody listens to the song by Propose, I think.
Why?
I don't get it too. Because it's so fantastic. It's like the scent of a woman was not mine. The best line that Thomas ever read in his life. Wrote in his life. And let Taya speak this. This is so curious and funny, and but still great.
There is an interview he once showed me where Holopine is talking about this phrase, and he's just...
he told like it's a knife in his back till this day.
Yeah,
it feels like this.
Yeah, he's devastated. And what was I thinking? Moment.
Yeah,
and
really cool. And
you can find this on the internet. We don't have to tell you that.
But the whole song is so cool. Also from a long intro. But when the instrumentation kicked in with these classical keyboard sounds. Oh my god. This riff, this is also a big part of this album, these cool keyboard sounds. And in this one, it's, I think, the perfect example for the keyboard sounds.
Especially the rhythm.
Album. This is so like Nightwish. In the beginning, that is where he created his own style in this number. I think that's a big part of it, because he used it so many times after
Probably. And especially like, even the last DVD you showed me, you can still see him do this on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Like, but you don't hear it anymore. It's sad, because I want to hear what he's playing.
Yes, and then this is the perfect example for his keyboard playing.
It's a good example. It's a good example.
In the beginning, especially because he uses it a lot after it.
Yeah.
Like this. And this. Nearly every Nightwish song in the next album that came out after it. But great song, great mood.
Love it.
Absolutely fantastic. Then Know Why the Nightingale
By the way,
sings.
Hey, for all you guys claiming that he's stuck in the past, or even I am stuck in the past, because we're praising Tarja so much. Hey, how much have we praised Tarja in this probably already half an hour video so far? It's like we mentioned her little shiver in her voice, but that was about it.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. And so I also Yeah, there are so weird comments about that, but it's okay. You can say whatever you want. That is what my channel is all about. I'm honest. You can be honest. It's okay.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because when you watch my channel, and I've done a lot of Nightwish reaction video for all three singers, and I like them all, and I'm one of the few people who really never had a problem with something new in Nightwish when it comes to singers. So there are weird comments out there, but that's the internet. I made this channel, so it's my fault.
Yeah.
That's okay. You can also hate me for that, and can tell me that. That is absolutely okay and interesting also because and funny.
Stop it right now. We have to talk about the album.
Know why the nightingale sings.
Wait, you said in the original track list there was a song slipped in between?
No, it was just like it's the correct thing.
It's the correct thing.
Yeah.
Because he has like 20 different versions of this album, and the track list doesn't match like every time. But
you can check this out on my Nightwish collection video.
Yes, you can. It's 2 hours of your time worth spent. Yeah.
but it's interesting, I think. And
Is it 2 hours?
I think it's a half hour.
Okay, half an hour.
No, it's 50 minutes. No, it's long. It's 50 minutes. I think it's the longest video on my channel here.
Okay.
So after this, it's not going to be there.
So we're gonna do it quick. No Other Nightingale Sings. Fucking brilliant song. Probably the best one on this record, in my opinion.
Yeah, for me, one of the best songs also.
Yeah.
Definitely. Especially the ending is so fantastic with this great guitar solo and this great piano solo.
The jazzy piano.
So great.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And it makes fun. When the
It
song
is fun.
starts,
It is fun.
From the very first second.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I just wanted to say that. Like, literally. It's from start to finish, it's just a breeze to listen through and a blast to have a time.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's just a fun song.
I would even go as far as saying it's one of the best Nightwish songs, period.
It's so difficult because...
I mean, this is one of those tracks that could have benefited from better production.
Yes.
So if they ever, for what reason ever, reissue some songs, like for a collection, like they did with this Decades thing, well, they should just re-record this track properly.
Yeah.
Not overdo it too much with orchestra and stuff, because
no.
the song doesn't need that, but just proper sound and with a punchy, even more punchy drum sound and more crisp guitars. That would be fucking through the roof. It could be one of the all-time favorite Nightwish songs ever.
Yeah, it's really underrated. It's absolutely underrated.
And unfortunately, it's on this record because, again, when I want to listen to Nightwish, I listen to one of the Nightwish typical albums.
Yes.
But it's so tough because there's so many tracks on here that I really, really like.
Yeah. For me, always the same. I think I listened to this one time in 2 years or something. I don't know, I haven't counted.
Not even that with me.
Yeah, and every time I listen to it, it's just like, oh yeah, it's so great.
He told me that in most of the Nightwish fans' best to worst Nightwish album rankings, this is usually rated the worst album.
Yeah, every time, nearly every time.
And that's just a pity because it's not their worst album.
No, and it's so creative and innovative.
Yeah, true.
For their first album, this is the reason why Nightwish becomes so great, because at this time it was something so new,
never done before,
and it's so special. But also for me, it is underrated because I've listened to the other albums more, and this is a shame. Really, it's really a shame. I don't get it.
Yeah.
So
maybe because of the lack of production that we both said is not as important, but maybe it still is. I don't know. You guys tell us.
Because it's so great.
Why does it suck to you guys? We love it. Why does it suck to you? Tell us in the comments, please.
Yeah, please. Then the 9th track, called Lappy. Lappy, it has these 4 chapters. Overall...
the weakest is the proper track in there.
Yeah. It's also a weird number over...
in general,
It's strange. So it started with, I have to listen to it. Now my Finnish skills, this is a difficult word.
Thumbs up for him.
Erema Järvi. I think something like this. Yeah.
How many dots are there on top of letters?
It's not only 6. I count.
Ah, okay, yeah, well, it's still
6.
enough to get me
6.
confused.
Yeah.
But,
once I know what Yahweh means, but I've forgotten about it.
tell us in the comments below.
Yeah, please.
Well, anyways, I shink. That is not even German accent.
No.
It's just random gibberish. Good. Thumbs up for that as well. So I think we should just talk about the entirety of the track.
Yes.
Because breaking it down, I mean,
wouldn't work.
People that have been watching this video for so long now, they probably know this track by heart.
And
in
it
and
is
out.
curious if one of my people who are commenting are saying which drums is their favorite track on the album. That would be curious.
That would be funny.
That would be funny.
Please, everybody,
Yeah.
leave a like that. Which drums is your favorite track on the Angel for First album? That would be too cool.
I think the most people don't know there is a track with this name on this record.
Well, on the original printing, I don't think that the sub tracks were titled on the back.
On my first, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more than possible that people don't know this track exists. But however, out of those 4 tracks, sub tracks,
Yeah.
I think the last one that I'm not gonna even try to pronounce,
Etiainen.
Etiainen, is my personal favorite.
Yeah. The moment, what is the name? This moment
is eternity.
That is the piano thing, this little piano
Yeah.
thing that is so beautiful.
Yeah, that's the only bit of this track that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I think he might have just, he foresaw the result of this track. This moment is eternity is so fitting because this song feels like an eternity. It's the weakest track on the album,
Yes,
in my opinion,
definitely.
because it drags on for too long. It overstays its welcome.
Yeah.
But however, this piano part in
great.
the second half of the track is really beautiful.
Yes, it's just a little. I think maybe 10 seconds or something, but
Wow.
it's not so
I
long.
never clocked it.
And then at the end, I think it's
just-
really cool with this from the whole composition. How he
Yeah, and
done it.
especially the acoustic guitar bits.
Why is the Wishmaster thing here?
Oh, oh wow. Oh wow.
I think I have a copy that everybody wants, and I just recognized
Yeah.
it.
Well, check this out. He just discovered that right now.
Yeah.
Like, you can clearly tell this is the Angels Fall First album, but check out the back end. It's from
It's from Wishmaster.
yeah, it's a bit from Wishmaster. Well,
This is great.
talking about it, we discovered something new. Hey! But by the way, this should be the conclusion for the video, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we talked about every track.
We have another track, A Return to the Sea was on the official. It was the bonus track, but it was on every CD. But it was also not the best. So the album...
Probably that's why I don't remember it.
It's really like when No Weather Nightingale Sings stopped in the album. It's just like the best tracks were done in the first 8.
Yeah.
And the others, I think, was more like he was just figuring out what he can do and some ideas. It's just like a bit strange, but it's okay for the first album. It's absolutely...
Yeah. So
Absolutely in ordnung, what he said.
so yeah, general thoughts on the album before we finish it off. Like, do you want to rate it?
It's
Do you want to give it a rating
from 10 or
from 1 to 10?
in comparison
wait.
to the album.
Yeah, that's exactly
a difficult
on a
one.
Nightwish scale or in a general scale.
That's on a Nightwish scale.
On a
Yeah,
Nightwish scale,
it's here about
because it would be unfair.
really unfair because it's
Yeah.
nearly impossible to say.
Yeah.
It is difficult for me to rank the best albums. It's really difficult because I know what is
No.
on my first place and on my last too. I know that in between I have to think.
Yeah, well, you can think on camera.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
Yeah, but it is just it's not so difficult in 1 second. But overall, for the creativity of this album,
I don't think we can rate it, man.
It's
impossible.
It's impossible, but it is a really high rating.
Yeah, but for different things. Like,
For different things, yes.
in creativity, this is 10 out of 10.
Definitely.
In production, it is a 3 out of 10, maybe.
Yes.
Max.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to overall presentation, it's probably a 5.5 or 6 out of 10.
Also, the vocal performance is not...
The vocal performance is probably
It's
again,
not
it's
easy.
charming and cute and all of that, but it's not the best vocal performance that Tarja could have delivered.
Yeah, but she was young at this time, also a teenager, and it's
So fuck the rating.
Fuck the rating. It's definitely a very good album, and for me,
underrated.
Absolutely,
If you're
underrated,
like the two of us and have not listened to this album in a while,
do it.
Go take it out of your shelf again, listen to it again.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's really a journey. This album.
Yeah. Takes you back in time, man.
Yeah, and also while listening, when you close your eyes, it's just like, because there happen so many different things and sound is different. It's just pure creativity.
That sums it up pretty well.
Yes, and so the most underrated Nightwish album.
Because
ever.
the others are not underrated at all. It's the only underrated Nightwish album, alright?
That's true, that's true. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why?
I get it.
A bit,
because it's so different.
Yeah.
But different is not always a bad thing. Like...
Yeah. So, but great album.
Yeah. If you think so or not, leave a like. Hit the notification bell and subscribe and all that good jazz. Leave a lot of comments, especially hate comments with, hey, we have to get at least to, I don't know, how many did I say throughout the video? Let's say at least 60 dislikes.
Would be the #1 dislike video, definitely.
Yeah.
Because I think the most...
So we can make the video about the underrated Nightwish album, the most underrated video of Stormchild Reacts.
I think that will happen in some way. So if we do all the album reviews, I think that is the one who has the
least clicks.
Yes, definitely. Maybe because it's the first, it has a chance. But
We'll see.
We will see, but that's the interesting thing. So I think there are a lot of people who have experienced this album from the very first second, which is interesting because it's a completely different point of view if you had that. And I know there are people watching and commentating my videos that they were really from the very first second into Nightwish. And I think maybe they can tell a bit better how that felt when they first listened to it and never heard Nightwish before.
Yeah.
So that
maybe there's even some listeners who knew them before they even got a record deal. Like if you still have old demos lying around,
that's not impossible.
Just in case.
Yeah.
He would be more than happy to receive them.
Yeah, but I think that's not really gonna happen.
No.
I think the problem is that they have become so quick successful that he hadn't the time to have so much demos, because they brought out this album and nearly every song was on it, and the 4 tracks that were not on the album he also released, and they were just successful from in a half year.
But to have one of those rare copies would be...
This is limited edition of 500 pieces, I think. And it includes all these 7 tracks. It was the demo of...
Alright, anyways.
Yes. Tell me your thoughts.
Cut here.
We will see us in the next video for the Oceanborn. Of course, that was a big change after Angel Fall First. And we will see what we gonna talk, and now we going to smoke a cigarette and be unhealthy and...
Yeah, because we fucking need it.
Yes, and I'm curious how long this video is going to be. I think something around over 30 minutes.
20 hours.
20 hours and 52 days. So yeah.
Bye guys.
Have a great day.
I'm Phil, he's the Stormchild.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.